Hey guys, I'm going to show you, sorry, I'm going to show you how you can make your own custom water slides for the glitter pens. Or, you don't have to use glitter. They'll look something like this, or, whatever pattern you choose. But these are completely seamless if you make them that way, which is great for people who don't like seams. So let's get started. Sorry, let me go to a fresh thing. So you're going to want to create a box that is 1.5 by 4.75, 1.5, and that is the size of your water slide. Well, yeah, that's the size that it'll be. So there's two different ways that you can do this. One is pattern fill, and one is drag and drop the actual image. So I will show you both. Both has its pros and cons. But for Silhouette Studio, you want to go into your colors and then go to fill pattern. And then it has a bunch of defaults that you can do in case you didn't even know that these existed. But your imported ones are at the bottom. And how you import them is you go to your library, you go to patterns, and then you just drop images in here. Now you want to have them 12 by 12 and you want them to be seamless and repeating. And I will show you a great website that you can use for getting your own seamless patterns. So this website is freepik.com. It is completely free to use these for both personal and commercial use. You just have to credit the author in your listing if you're using their patterns. If you pay for the subscription, which I believe is like 10 bucks a month, then you do not have to credit anybody and you can just use them with wild abandon. The only caveat is that some pictures are not free. They have this little crown. So if you just only want free, you go down to resources and then check free. And then when you search, it'll get rid of that so you won't see what you're missing out on. You just want to type in seamless patterns and it'll bring up all kinds of fun things. If you don't know what you're looking for and you just want some, if you just want to start saving random things, you can create an account and then heart them so that they go into your favorites folder so that you can then, download them all at once. If you know what you're looking for, like if we want some Easter stuff, you can type in seamless patterns Easter and that'll bring up a bunch of patterns. One thing to note with these ones that show you multiple patterns is that when you download them, they look exactly like this and they will even have this on there. I don't know why they do that. I don't know why it doesn't give you, a file with all of these individually, but that's just something to keep in mind. If you open the EPS file in Silhouette Studio, you can go in and delete this, and then you have to select these individually to like make your own stuff. So don't be tempted by these ones because they're kind of a pain in the butt. Even though a lot of them are really cute, I recommend finding them that are just normal like these and not bundled together. So if you just want to scroll until we find something we like. Oh, keep in mind that even though you were typing in seamless and searching for seamless, some of these are not actually seamless. I found that out the hard way when I was recording this earlier and went through the whole thing only to discover that the pattern I was using was not seamless. So I'm redoing it now so that we can guarantee that the pattern will be seamless. And so many of these are these packs and they're all super cute, but I really just don't want to deal with that. I'm going to get rid of the free thing because I pay for mine and I want the cuter stuff that sometimes isn't offered with free. This pattern is the one I was using, and as you can see, it is not seamless because right here it cuts off at the ear and over here it cuts off at the cheek and there's no ear cutout. So if you copied and pasted this together, there would be a seam. So don't trust that one. It's a lie. This one is super cute. And you can see that it will be seamless because right here is cut off and that's what's cut off over here. So that's just kind of like a little tip to seeing if something might be truly seamless or not. And again, not all of these, you know, you can make whatever you want. They don't have to be seamless. You can just find random images off of Google or even off of this website that aren't seamless, and that's fine. So real quick, when you download, you will have a link show up right here, which will be the credit that you can give to the author in your Etsy listings or wherever you're listing your stuff. So yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. So that's where you list it, or that's where you get the information to list the credit. So I hit download. I'm extracting them to my downloads because I'm lazy and don't want to do it to things. So you'll get the EPS and the JPEG. The EPS is a fully editable file that you can open in Silhouette Studio, and you can customize the colors of this. So if you don't want these eggs to be brown, you want them to be black or purple or whatever, you can select these elements and change the color just like you would a normal SVG in Silhouette Studio. And that includes these little watercolor things. Every single thing you see in here can be customized, and the size can be changed, the colors can be changed, everything. So if you find something that you like but you kind of wish it was different, you can edit the EPS, save it as a JPEG, and then you are good to go. So in order to create the pattern, we're going to just drag and drop the JPEG into your pattern folder, and it will show up right here. Let me find it. And then you can go in, go to pattern fill, scroll down to your imported ones, and you can fill it. Now, when you fill it, right off the bat, it is not going to be seamless. So you want to go down to advanced options, and you want to mess with the scale until you get it to look like a seamless pattern. So sometimes that means making it smaller, and sometimes that means making it bigger. So this is where the eyeballing comes into play, because you need to make it seamless. Let's see. Okay, so we have this egg here, and that's the same egg right here. We want to make this bigger until it cuts off like that. Now you notice that there are lines right here and here and here, and that's where the pattern is repeating. So for some of these, when you do it this way, you'll have that little line. It doesn't usually show up when you actually go to print the waterslide, but just keep in mind that that's something, if that bugs you, then you're going to want to do the other way. So this is like, okay, it's not incredible. Here, let me make it. Let's see, do I need to make it bigger? I think I might need to make it bigger. You just kind of have to keep messing with it. Nope, bigger is worse. Let's try that one. No, let's go a little bit smaller. I'll probably just have to keep it where I had it. Yeah, that looks good. I think I was just not realizing the shape of the egg. So in order to test the seam, you copy or just duplicate, which is what I already did, but I'm showing you how. And then you place it right next to each other. And that is what your seam is going to look like. So you see this is a tiny bit wonky. You can make up for that by messing with the scale a little bit more if you can get it perfect. Let's try 33. I'll just do this one more time. I forgot, was I going bigger or smaller? I was going smaller. Let's try 31. No, so this one isn't going to be 100% perfect, and that's totally fine. For me, anyway, because this seam on your pen isn't going to be 100% perfect because your pen does slightly taper at the top where the clicker goes. So you can doing it 1.5 width allows you a little bit of a buffer to overlap the image. But that also depends on how thick you make your epoxy and on how many coats of glitter and all that stuff. So 1.5 is pretty safe. If you are doing no glitter and just epoxy, I would maybe do like 1.45 or something. If this ends up being too small, you can always stretch your water slide a little bit on your pen if you have a laser jet or if you are super confident in your sealing abilities, because it can crack if it wasn't sealed all the way. But I have good luck manhandling the crap out of my water slides because I have a laser jet. So this is one way to do it. The other way that will get you 0 seam right here is to import the Jpeg, which I just drag and drop, and then it's going to be huge. So I go up here, I lock it, and instead of like scrolling all the way out, I just change the size to something manageable. And then you want to size this down to fit within this box. And just to test that this is seamless, you right click and you put it together and there is no seam. So before you even do any of these next steps, I recommend doing this really fast just to make sure this is actually a seamless pattern and you don't get tricked like me. So you want to copy paste or duplicate and line these up. Select both of them, copy paste again, line it up. Make sure that your box is to the front so that you can see those cut lines. And then you want to line this up again. You can zoom in to really see that seam, like see how that looks good from far away, but close up it looked poopy. Just mess with it a little bit. That one is messed up too. I should have started with that one first. So you want to check these seams before you go and copy paste all of them so that you don't have to fix a bunch in a row. But whatever. Okay. So you see where this cuts off right here. You're going to take your slice tool. You're going to hit shift and drag it across. Shift makes it so that it stays in a straight line and doesn't get wonky. And then you're going to delete that. And then you're going to select all of your little pieces, right click and hit group. Or I do Control G because I love shortcuts. And now you can see how this isn't exactly 1.5 by 4.75. So whatever it ends up being, you just make sure it's unlocked and then type in the correct dimensions, duplicate it to double check that that seam is good to go. Again, this is where your seam will be, and that is a perfect seamless pattern. So this is kind of the lazy way because you don't have to do this copy paste stuff, but sometimes you will get those lines and it's annoying. You can also do stuff that's not seamless, like, you know, there's clouds, there's beach images, there's all kinds of things you can do. I just have random stuff in here. You know, I got leopard print. You can do, the sky is the limit, really. And this website, where did it go? It has all kinds of, sorry, pictures that you can pull and use for free. It doesn't have to just be the square seamless ones. It has all kinds of things. So you can do something like this. Or something like this. Here, I'll pull this one in real fast and you can see how to make it without it being seamless. Let me find where that just downloaded to. There we go. Oh yeah, and here's a trick too. If you drag and drop an image, so if you hold it, see how it's coming in, and you put it over a shape, it'll fill that shape as a pattern. And then you can mess with it like that with the scale. So that's pretty cool too. In fact, if you're doing something like this, I recommend doing that, and then it's stuck within the box. But the other way is to manually finagle it and size it and stuff. So if you copy and paste this, that will be the seam, which is not horrible. you know, it's not incredible, but it's not horrible. And you can probably mess with that and stretch the image to make it look more seamless. So yeah, that is my not super quick, but hopefully informative tutorial on all of the, well, the 3 different ways that you can create your water slides. Here's a little bonus info for printing. What am I doing? You want to go and make sure that your paper is on letter, show print border, and then you want to make sure these images are sized within that border, obviously. And you can fit 10 of these little water slides on a normal 8.5 by 11 page. So you get this all sized up, and then when you are printing, if you are having a hard time with your water slides coming out pretty, it could be that you don't have the legit drivers installed for your printer. So if when you select your printer and you go to preferences, it doesn't give you like a super detailed page like that, or even like this is okay. You might need to get your specific drivers installed. You should at least have the option to choose your paper type and to choose your print quality. So you want best, and you want, for something like this, for inkjets, I use other photo inkjet papers for my water slides. If you are using a laser jet or a printer with more info, you want to choose your paper type to be labels, and you want your quality to be on line. You can do vivid or high def, but I like doing line with these smaller ones because it's for fine lines, and that's what those have. So just mess around with your printer to get the best look. One more thing, after you size all of these, and if you want to save this page or you want to save each individual water slide, when you're saving them as a JPEG, you want to make sure the DPI is at least 500. This makes it a super high quality, nice image that can be scaled down to how it is without losing the quality. So if I open that one, let me find my file. If I open it and I scroll in, that detail is still there and it looks pretty darn good. I went too far. But if I were to save it, I'll just type something random. If I were to save it at the default of 150 and then open it, after I find it in my folder, there it is. See, I get that saying it's low resolution. And when you zoom in, it looks like crap. And that is exactly how it's going to print. It's going to print looking like crap. So make sure when you save these, you are saving at least 500 DPI. And that's my TED Talk on that. One more thing, if you are creating these to sell or whatever, or you're just saving a page to use later, when you go to import this, these might not be sized correctly when you just import that whole folder. So a way to check really fast is to create your little box and put it over just to make sure. Now this one did end up saving correctly. If you save it as a different file, like a PNG, it will be too big and you will have to resize it. So you can just go off of one and resize this whole document to fit that one, and that'll make sure that they're all that correct size. So that is it, and I hope I see a million seamless patterns out there that you guys are creating. If you are wanting to create packs and sell them like I do, that website allows you to do that with their commercial policy. You can resell their stuff in packs like this because it's considered a template. So this is a great resource for all of y'all, and I recommend checking it out. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys learned a lot. If you have any questions, you can join my Facebook group. You can comment on this. Yeah, there's all kinds of ways you can reach out. Thanks for watching.